In HBO's The Gilded Age, power, prestige, and propriety rule every room, and few characters embody those pillars more than Agnes van Rhijn, Christine Baranski. But as the show dives deeper into its second season, cracks in her iron grip on society and her own family are starting to show, especially in her evolving relationship with her once meek sister, Ada Brook, Cynthia Nixon. What was once a clear-cut dynamic of dominance and deference is shifting, and fast. The transformation of Ada from obedient bystander to a woman with agency is more than just a compelling subplot. It's poised to disrupt the delicate balance of old money, family ties, and social status that the Gilded Age has so carefully constructed. And if Ada continues to break away from Agnes' control, the resulting emotional fallout could upend everything from their household hierarchy to the broader social landscape of the Upper East Side. The Iron Lady of Old New York, Agnes van Rhijn, has long operated as the de facto matriarch, not just of her own home, but of old New York society. Wielding her wealth, widowhood, and uncompromising worldview like weapons, she's a force few dare to challenge. She represents tradition in its purest and sometimes most unforgiving form, one that sees the nouveau rich as vulgar interlopers and romantic love as a liability. But for all her strength, Agnes' world is built on control. She dictates who Ada sees, what Marion does, and how the household is run. That control has largely gone unchallenged until now. Ada's long-delayed awakening for much of the series. Ada has been the gentler sister, often seeming like a delicate ornament Agnes keeps on her shelf, but Ada's character arc has been quietly brewing. Her connection with Reverend Fort and her increased involvement in social matters reflect a woman awakening to her own desires, principles, and independence. This slow-burning rebellion is particularly dangerous to Agnes, not because Ada is malicious, but because she's earnest. Ada's quest for autonomy isn't about rebellion for rebellion's sake, it's about finally living. That sincerity, combined with Ada's long-suppressed strength, makes her a more potent threat to Agnes's order than the Russells could ever be. The emotional undercurrents. What makes this power shift so explosive is that it's deeply personal. Agnes is not just losing controls, she's watching the only person she's truly close to slip away. While she often appears cold or harsh, her bond with Ada is one of the only genuine emotional ties she has. Losing that dynamic would be like losing a limb. Expect this to spark internal conflict within Agnes. Will she double down, becoming even more rigid and antagonistic? Or will we see rare moments of vulnerability and fear seep through her polished facade? The household at risk. Agnes and Ada's dynamic doesn't exist in a vacuum. Their household, especially Marion and the loyal servants, have long been shaped by the Van Rhijn sisters' roles. If Ada steps into her own power, Marion may feel emboldened to push boundaries further. And with Agnes already disapproving of Marion's choices, especially romantically, that could lead to a complete breakdown of trust and unity in the home. The staff, too, are watching. They know who holds the reins, and if those reins begin to slip, loyalties may shift. Behind closed doors, whispers of rebellion and realignment could follow. Society will take note. Old New York thrives on perception. If Ada becomes publicly assertive, makes independent choices in charity, religion, or even romance, the social elite will notice. It may embolden other women, think Aurora Fane or Mrs. Astor's circle, to challenge norms, or provoke backlash from those who see it as yet another erosion of tradition. And don't forget the Russells. Bertha has always been seen as an outsider clawing her way into society's inner circle. But Ada's evolution could give Bertha an unexpected allure, at least show that even the old money households aren't as unified as they appear. What comes next? As we look ahead, the Agnes-Ada power dynamic is set to drive some of the most emotionally complex and narratively rich storylines of the series. Whether it leads to a sisterly rupture or a hard-earned reconciliation, one thing is certain: the foundation of the Van Rhijn house is no longer unshakable. With Ada growing bolder, Marion pushing limits, and the Russells continuing their ascent, the Gilded Age is heading toward a collision between tradition and transformation. And at the heart of it will be two sisters who must decide if love and loyalty are enough to bridge the gap between power and independence.